Well, as Arizona students return to the classrooms this week, school safety is really at the forefront of conversations across our state.
Team 12's Paul Gerke breaks down where we stand as the topic of this week's Extra Point.
Many Arizona students are returning to their classrooms this week, their addled brains overwhelmed by all the pressures of a new school year. What do I wear? How tough are my classes? Who am I going to ask to the homecoming dance? Of course, none of these things matter, really, but when you're that age, it sure feels like they do. 13-year-old Paul wore a Hawaiian shirt every day. I don't remember a single grade in any class, and rest assured my dance dates have long forgotten about me. But nothing brings back memories like a familiar smell, the musty fragrance of an old book, a whiff of what's cooking in the cafeteria, the aroma of that teacher sporting just a little too much perfume. How about the sulfurous scent of gunpowder, the acrid odor of death? Students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School return to class next week. The Parkland campus will look and feel different. 3 police officers will be on patrol. 15 monitors and security specialists will roam the halls. Kids will have to wear badges. There are new fences, cameras, and gates. Classroom doors are now fitted with automatic locks. But some survivors of the horrific shooting that took place there 6 months ago say it's the smells that are hardest to forget. I'm lucky to have some semblance of nostalgia, like many of you, but those kids in Parkland and over 187,000 of their fellow students will carry a burden for the rest of their lives. That's how many kids, by the way, that have been exposed to gun violence at school since Columbine in 1999. And what's changed since then? Have we done anything outside of making our educational institutions more like prisons? Bump stocks are still legal. Universal background checks are not required to purchase firearms. Most schools can't afford 18 security personnel, and the majority of teachers have shown no interest in arming themselves. Have we already forgotten how the Parkland shooting made us feel? Where is the outrage that consumed us after Santa Fe, Aztec, Marysville, Sandy Hook, Virginia Tech? Governor Doug Ducey says school safety is a top priority, yet his initiative lies dormant while our students return to the classroom. He wants more resource officers and more mental health services. Yes, that is a start, but is that enough to make you parents feel like your kids are safe when the first shooting of the new year hits the headlines? Does anyone want to place a morbid bet as to how long it'll take? Whatever the answer, it's too soon. But until us adults address the things that do matter, they'll keep happening. And that, my friends, will be a stench our generation will never wash away.